So this is my first piece. The mood that I chose for it is focus and like energetic. Um, First, what I started with was like the squiggly lines, um, like kind of in the middle. This was inspired by James Sienna and some of his pieces. After I did that, I saw a piece by Julie Murtu, I think that's how you say it. And I saw one of her pieces and I saw her lines like in her piece made her piece look very dimensional. Like you could see that there's like different it looked 3D, and I really liked the lines that she used, so I kind of just put them all around the squiggly lines that I made. And then on the inside of the big like squiggly line shape, I made smaller shapes, and inside those shapes I added just like random like patterns and marks that were inspired by Australian Aboriginal art. um I feel like the part that makes it focused is the outside lines, and then the part that makes the piece feel more energetic is the movement of the squiggly lines that I made. Um, I think if I were to change anything about it, it might be to just make it look a little bit more neat, because I feel like some of the marks that I have are just they just don't look clean and consistent in my opinion, especially the lines on the outside that like go into a point in the middle. I think this is probably my second favorite piece, or it's actually tied with my third piece. Um, I think I like them equally as much. I just like the lines, and like I feel like they're visually appealing to me. I also feel like maybe if I had added color, obviously I don't think that was part of this assignment, but I feel like I would like this a little bit more if there was color in it. There wasn't really a lot of like background information that I could tell you to make you better understand this piece. I honestly just kind of like looked at other pieces and did my own thing and just took like what I saw in their pieces and just combined it all and made something random. I really didn't like put that much thought, I guess, into what I was creating. I kind of just like let it happen. So, this is my second piece. This is definitely my least favorite one out of all three of them. I just don't really like the way it came out, but it's fine. The mood that I ended up with was like scary slash thriller. Um, so I started off with the face with like the all the little dots. That was inspired by um I think that one was inspired by James. Oh no, that one was inspired by Richard McVettis, sorry. Um I saw some pieces of his. I think he uses those dots a lot in his artwork, and I just thought I would use that and just create my own thing. And then after I made the face, I felt like the mood was scary. So on the right side, I kind of just drew the same faces like on top of each other because I saw a piece from Keith Haring and it just felt very like overlapped. Like he just had a bunch of things like overlapped in the piece. So I kind of went with that same idea. And then after I did that, I went to the other side of the page and I started drawing like eyes. And then I drew some eyes, and towards the top, wanted to make the eyes look kind of deformed, like condensed. And then in the spaces in between, I just drew in like small circles. And then I also added a hat because I don't know, I just wanted to. Also, I forgot to say the eyes on the left side of the piece were also inspired by Australian Aboriginal art. I feel like my marks on the right side of the page feel very like chaotic and just like overwhelming, and I feel like that adds to like the thriller, scary like emotion. And then the left side just kind of looks like creepy, as well as the middle. Obviously, the face looks just creepy. So I think all of it together just expresses that emotion. For this piece, I did kind of the same thing as my last piece. I kind of just went with the flow. I didn't really make a plan or anything. I kind of just looked at certain pieces and let my hand draw whatever it wanted to. If I were to change something about this piece, I think I would honestly change the whole entire background. I just feel like it looks messy. Well, I guess that kind of adds to the emotion of it, but I just personally don't really like it. And I also don't really like that I did two different things on both sides, but that's okay. Maybe maybe another thing that I would change is to make the background like shape a face out of like a structured face, not just like the eyes and the mouth and the nose, but like the actual shape of the head of the face. I feel like that might make it look a little bit cooler. So this is my last piece. Um, for this one, I started off with the hand. I was inspired by the images in the slides from this unit of the contour lines, and I wanted to draw a hand that looked like it was like letting go hearts or like kind of like holding the hearts but in the air. And then for the hearts, I was inspired by Keith Haring's style. And then the background was really plain, and I thought about like Van Gogh's paintings, so I kind of tried to embody that. I think the feeling or mood for this one feels very much like free or like love. I feel like the background, like the flow of the lines in the background feel very free and like smooth and just like very flowy. Whereas the hearts would express like love, obviously. And I feel like also the hand has, um, it's in an open position, so that also makes it feel very like free, open. Also, for this piece, I actually took a picture of my own hand to like get a reference of what I wanted to draw. Um, I think if I were to change anything about this piece to make it look better, would probably to make the background in paint, but I I feel like that probably would have been smarter to do first before the hand, so it kind of wasn't really possible for this piece, considering that I drew the hand first.